Alrighty guys, it's time to talk about something that's been spreading all over because it's finally here and we get to feast our eyes on it, and that's Amusement Today's 2016 Golden Ticket Awards. So we're here for Coaster News. Of course, I got the coaster jacket on and we're here to get some coaster news on the way. This one will be a little bit more opinionated instead of more about news, but because it is Golden Ticket Awards and I want to share my thoughts and feelings on this. So here we go. Cue the title. Welcome to today's Coaster News. I am the Coaster Fanatic signing in here, and let's get started where yesterday we had the Golden Ticket Awards announced. They were located at Cedar Point, which of course got a lot of people thinking, oh, this is going to be very biased Cedar Point. We all know Millennium Force is going to win #1. Who knows? We might get Mean Streak winning #1. Heck, we'll get Cedar Point Best Amusement Park again. I mean, that's what people were thinking. When you have Golden Ticket Awards that is usually dedicated to Cedar Point, because Cedar Point usually wins those awards, most of you probably thought, oh yeah, this is going to be even more biased now that Golden Ticket Awards is now located at Cedar Point. But in my opinion, ironically being at Cedar Point, this is the most unbiased Amusement Today I have seen in a long time, and possibly one of the best awards I've seen too. Like, this is so good. Finally, we don't have a lot of bias to some of the other coasters. Now, of course, a lot of people complain because some things are a little bit too far down, or some coasters didn't get enough votes, and I'm a little bit disappointed because one of a particular coaster that is very low, I think it's the lowest it's been at all, just did not get enough votes, which really disappointed me, and we'll talk about that as we go on. So let's get started with some of the other facts. So Best Amusement Park, we had a couple of the parks get chosen. We had Europa Park, Cedar Point, Knoebels. I was like, yeah, Knoebels! And Universal's Islands of Adventure, that somehow made it, but at least it wasn't Disneyland or something like that. And then Dollywood made it. That was great for being nominated. But which one of those five won? You guessed it, Europa Park. Yeah, Cedar Point did not win when it was actually at Cedar Point. Amusement Today is more US based, so it's great to see some other things outside the US actually winning, like Europa Park. And it was great to see that, and I mean, I'm all for it. It was a very fantastic idea. So now moving on to Best Water Park very quickly, I'm just going to say Schlitterbahn wins every year. I'm not very surprised, although I would have seen, I know a lot of people say this, but I think I do agree with them when I think the Holiday Worlds, Splash and Safari should have at least won, but I mean, I guess Schlitterbahn's even better. Best Children's Park actually goes to Schlitterbahn as well. Schlitterbahn must have a really great children's park in general. I would have thought at least Quasi would have made it or something like that, but it's good that at least Schlitterbahn made it. Or heck, Gilroy Gardens for that matter. I think Gilroy Gardens is definitely more of a children's park. But who knows, I mean, I guess Schlitterbahn makes it. I'm not too sure why, but that's because I don't really know a lot about that park. Now this is actually one that I was very pleased to see that Six Flags Discovery Kingdom did not win, and that is the Best Marine Life Park. This actually goes to SeaWorld Orlando. And I just visited SeaWorld not too long ago. I think it was about a week now, maybe a little bit less. And I was really pleased to see how awesome this park was. If you all remember, it used to be my last park on my list, and it has definitely moved to higher up. I'm not going to spoil it, because I'll be eventually talking about my top 10 list for amusement parks. But anyway, SeaWorld Orlando definitely deserves to be up there. It's a great marine life park, and I can understand why it won, and it deserves to win. What's interesting is that they're calling this Best Sea Life Park. Not really too sure why. I guess it's just, you know, it's no longer going to be called a Boardwalk Park. And that goes to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. So, I mean, it usually wins most of the time. I would have wanted to see Maurice Piers, but Maurice Piers was a strong second. So, I guess there's something really charming about the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, which is really nice. So, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one because I actually got to talk to the park president at Six Flags Over Georgia, and what they're trying to do with the DC Super Instincts is try to beat Kings Island for the Best Kids area. Did it work? No. Kings Island won again for Best kids areas, and I gotta say, I mean, I'm not really too surprised because Kings Island is a great kids section, and that's really amazing for something like Cedar Fair to do. And good for Kings Island. Props to them that they're still able to keep the best kids area, which is really nice. They have a great kids section. So I'm actually going to talk about one park that won 2 awards. Usually they win more, but for some reason they only won 2 awards this year. And that is Dollywood. They won Friendly's Park and Best Shows. Friendly's Park usually goes to Holiday World. So I was actually surprised to see Dollywood win Friendly's Park, which makes sense. They have some great employees, I've heard. I've actually not been down there. Can't wait to go, but Dollywood is great to see those win 2 awards. They're great awards, and Dollywood definitely deserves them. I've heard great things about their shows and how friendly they can be. Now, speaking of Holiday World, they won 1 award this year, and that is Cleanest Park. I've actually heard that this park is actually very clean for the type of park that it is, and I mean, props to them. They've been winning it for a while now. It's been them and Dollywood and Knoebels kind of going back and forth, and this year it is Holiday World's turn to become the cleanest park, which is always great. I love when parks are clean and kept up and stuff like that, so that's great for them. So, who won the best Halloween event? Well, let's give it up for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal's Islands of Adventure. They always win. Would have preferred probably Howl-O-Scream because I think Howl-O-Scream is a better performance. But, I mean, Universal must have something good for that. And, I mean, Universal, I can understand because Universal is dedicated towards the teenagers. And they probably put on a great Halloween event. They're good with theming and stuff like that. So I bet you their Halloween event is just spectacular. Have not been there during the Halloween event, but I bet you people that have gone there say it's spectacular. So props to them. And to wrap it off with Christmas event when it comes to special events. Christmas event, Dollywood has actually won for Smoky Mountain Christmas. Heard a lot of good things about it. It probably is great. I've only been to one Christmas event, and that's Christmas Town at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Hopefully they make it Holiday in the Park at Six Flags America, but I mean, we'll see. But I mean, it was great to see Dollywood win. I've heard they have a great Christmas show, and it's great for them. And I'm just going to say this fact out because there's no need to, but here we go. Best landscaping, still Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I mean, I mean, they always win, and it makes sense. I've been to that park several times. They have the best landscaping. When flowers die out, they replace the flowers to make it sure it's pretty. And they have flowers all over the place. It literally, you get shocked of how much money they spend into buying flowers. And it really makes the park stand out a lot. So props to them for, once again, winning best landscape, which I can't disagree there. Now, this is the one a lot of people are going to be upset about because everybody's like, what? Dollywood did not win for best food? Yeah, Dollywood did not win for best food. Actually, it's a park that I've been to, and I totally agree with this because, in my opinion, they have only second best food because I think Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is better. But Knoebels actually won. They have some great food. Their ice cream was beyond belief. There's just no words to describe how great their ice cream was. Their lemonade, $3, was great. Got to drink it all. Their burgers were fantastic, and the food is cheap there too. So you get some great food for some cheap prices, and that's something that you don't see at an average amusement park. And it was just great. Like, their food is outstanding. Does it need to be number 1? No, I mean, I think both Busch Gardens parks are better, but for what Knoebels offers, it is beyond belief great. Alright, I'm just going to jot down 3 things real quick. We got best water ride, best water park ride, and best dark ride. Here we go. Best water ride is Venania. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but it's located at Black Blue Pleasure Beach. And then the best water park ride is Wild Beast, located at Splash and Safari Holiday Park. And then, of course, best dark ride, Twilight of Terror, located at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So at least Disney gets some love. This is the first, I think it's the only thing they've actually won here. I mean, props to them because usually something else wins. So I've got 2 other rides to just really go quickly through. Best Carousel is actually the Grand Carousel located at Knoebels Amusement Resort. I personally ridden this. It's fine. I love the decoration around it though. I think that's why it does win, because the decoration, lining, and some of the things you can do outside the carousel, like grab the brass wing. Overall, it looks pretty, so I guess that's why it won. Yeah. And then the other thing was best walkthrough attraction, and that's Noah's Ark, which is something that I also been in. Really nice. I like the black lighting. It was actually pretty fun, actually. I enjoyed Noah's Ark, and it was great to see this win, actually. But I've only been on that walkthrough attraction. I haven't been in any other walkthrough attraction. So, who knows? Maybe there are better ones. Alright, the last thing to talk about before I move on to the best new rides, because I bet you that's what you're waiting for me to talk about besides the top 10 best steel and wooden. So, we're going to first start with the best indoor roller coaster is still Revenge of the Mummy, located at Universal Studios Florida. I agree, I thought it was a great indoor attraction, loved the theming, and I love all the elements located for this. It was just fantastic. Alrighty, now let's talk about best new water park ride, then we'll move on to best ride. Best new water park ride is massive at Schlitterbahn in Texas. I have no idea what it is because it's just water park. Alright, time for best new roller coaster. Finally of 2016. Here we go. Here are the nominations. Valravn. Why is it up here? It's because it's Cedar Point, I guess. And number 4 is another coaster that I don't know why it's up there. I guess some people say it's actually good. But Switchback made it. Yeah, Switchback made it. I mean, it must be a really good coaster to actually be a nominee. And just barely above that is Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser made it. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I've heard a lot of negative reviews about it, but overall, I think it looks great. I mean, it deserves to be in the nominees, so, yeah. And number 2 and number 1. Number 2 is Mako for nominees, and the other number 1 for nominee was Lightning Rod. So, which one won? Somehow, for a big close down, for so many times, Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod won. Props to them for even only being open for like a couple of weeks at a time. It still won. It's been considered the best roller coaster of 2016. Surprisingly though, Wildfire did not even make a nominee. I was just like, whoa. And even Terran, I was just like, this is what I mean about how America gets more love than anywhere else, because I guess Amusement Today was just America grown. So it feels bad that some really good coasters outside the US like Terran, Flying Aces, heck, Wildfire, they didn't even make a nominee, so you could easily replace Valravn, Switchback, and Storm Chaser for those 3 roller coasters. But oh well, Lightning Rod made it. Props to them. I mean, I've heard it's a really great wooden roller coaster, and I'm glad to hear that. So, we got some more things for you. Let's go into top 10 steel roller coasters that were nominated. Here we go. Alright, number 10 is surprised because I don't think I've ever seen this really high up at all. I could be wrong, but Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood made it. That's really good. Props to them. And number 9 is Diamondback. But yeah, that's a great hypercoaster, but this next one I don't feel like deserves to be in the top 10, but a lot of people praise it. That's Intimidator at Carowinds. That keeps going up year after year, but it's been stuck around 7 and 8 for a while. And number 7 is Leviathan. Props to Leviathan for making it this far up. I don't even think it made it. I think number 6 it made it that high up one time. But it's interesting. It goes on and off for being in the top 10 list, but it made it this year. Props to them. Does it deserve to be in the top 10? I don't know. I've never ridden it. Number 6 is Apollo's Chariot. I'm glad that made it, but I wish it was above number 5, so here's number 5. Number 5 is Nitro. It always wins best hypercoaster. You know, that's fine. Number 4 is some love from Europe, and that's Expedition GeForce. Somehow Terran still doesn't make any of these. I don't even think it made the top 50 best steel, which is sad, but yep, Expedition GeForce made it. Still a great ride. And let's get down to our top 3. Number 3 is Superman the Ride, located at Six Flags New England. This is the lowest it's been in years, but it's for good reason, because number 2 is going to be the shocker. And finally, after several years of Superman and Millennium Force battling, Millennium Force doesn't even make number 1, it made number 2. That's got to be disappointing for Cedar Point to know, since this is at Cedar Point, is what I'm saying. They would think Millennium Force would have won and Cedar Point would have won. None of them win. And it's located at Cedar Point, which means we're not being biased, which is great. Yeah. So what did make number 1? Fury 325. Everybody probably got excited. I mean, I was happy. Fury's my favorite, and I think it deserves for Fury to actually make this list, and that is great. I mean, it's been a while. I think Alpengeist was the last B&M to be at number 1. I think Alpengeist, like 1997 and 1998, was number 1 steel roller coaster for a while, which is really nice. Earlier in my video, I was talking about a coaster that was so low, and I think it's the lowest it's ever been, ever. And that's Intimidator 305. What place did it make? Number 17. The fact of the matter is, this is very disappointing. I think even Magnum XL 200 beat Intimidator 305. which is kind of sad. Intimidator 305's only been at the top 10 once, and it made number 10. And now it's down here. It deserves to be higher up. But I guess a lot of people don't consider it to be great because it's too intense, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. Something that makes 6 G-forces will probably be too intense for a lot of people, but it deserves to be higher up, in my opinion. It's just me. Alrighty, now, finally, let's end it out with the wooden roller coasters. Top 10 wooden roller coasters. Here we go with number 10 being Lightning Racer at Hershey Park. Deserves to be in the top 10. Is a great GCI, but there's one more GCI that actually, well, there's a couple more, but another GCI that is actually considered, I think is considered the best. I have not ridden it. It's Gold Striker at California's Great America. Great roller coaster, I've heard. Fantastic, and it beats Lightning Racer. So that's account for something, right? Oh man. Number 8 is actually my favorite wooden roller coaster. Should be higher up, but I mean, it's nice to see a RMC, and the only RMC that made the top 10 list, and that is Outlaw Run. Outlaw Run is a really great wooden roller coaster. Wish it was higher up, but it's understandable. I'm just glad to make the top 10, I guess. Oh my gosh. Number 7 is actually what is considered the best GCI in this top 10. It's the highest GCI up here. That's Thunderhead. Thunderhead, I guess, is really good to be up here. I mean, it's located at Dollywood. I've heard it's great, but is it good to be better than Lightning Racer, White Lightning, or Gold Striker? I don't know. Number 6, I understand why it's still up here, because it's considered one of the best, and it's a great roller coaster. That's the Beast. But why did this coaster next beat it? A lot of people say it's great, and that's Ravine Flyer 2. I've heard really great things about this. Gravity Group did a great job with this roller coaster, so I bet you it is really good. Better than Beast? I don't know. I haven't ridden it either. But I bet you a lot of people were mad when Beast somehow lost to Ravine Flyer 2. And a lot of people were going to be mad about these next 4 because, let's be honest, a lot of people are probably triggered by this. Number 4 is The Voyage. I know a lot of people are upset, and especially one YouTuber, I won't say his name, but he's probably upset because it's his favorite wooden coaster, I believe. But that's The Voyage. I think it's in a perfect spot. I wish it was actually above number 3, which is El Toro. This is the lowest it's been in years. It is now further down because actually, in my opinion, and in my top 10, it actually is number 3 because number 2 is actually my number 2 as well, and that's Phoenix. Phoenix is great. Let me tell you, a lot of people are probably upset like, Phoenix? No, it should be further down. It doesn't even, it's so small. Why does it deserve to be up there? Trust me, once you get off Phoenix, oh boy, you're in for a rush. So yeah, Phoenix is number 2, and number 1 has been one for the past 3 years, and that is Boulder Dash. It has been considered amazing because, of course, it uses the terrain to its advantage to have so many airtime hills. And I mean, when it goes, it's fine. I mean, I can understand why some people would be disappointed that El Toro's not further up or Voyage isn't further up. But for what it has deserved, I think it's a good lineup. What's interesting is that even though Lightning Rod won Best Wooden Coaster, Best Coaster of 2016, it only made number 11, but that's because a lot of people haven't ridden it based on votes. It still made number 11 though, so that's actually really good. I just want to say some interesting facts about this. First of all, the Comet at Great Escape won. I guess that's something for Great Escape to praise. It made number 25 as a tie with El Toro, different El Toro outside the US. I have no idea what that coaster is because I only know the main El Toro, which made number 3. But I mean, props to Great Escape for actually getting something great. Now here's my problem. Why is White Lightning this far down? White Lightning made number 34. Like what? Why is White Lightning this far down? And here's what's going to give even people more pissed off. Cyclone at Luna Park beats Wildfire. What? What? I'm just done. I mean, yes, Golden Ticket Awards is great, but this is probably the most stupid thing ever. My mind is officially blown. Wildfire. Oh man. Wildfire made 28. Cyclone at Luna Park made number 27. My mind is officially blown. Like, you've done it all. I've seen it all. I've seen Intimidator 305 at number 17. I've seen Wildfire be beaten by just a weird old classic Cyclone, I guess, that does not deserve to be that high up. Oh my goodness. But other than that, the Golden Ticket Awards are fine, and that is it. I hope you guys agree with this. Thanks for watching this long and more opinionated Coaster News, but I just wanted to talk about this and give my overall thoughts about it. That has been all for Coaster News. This is the Coaster Fanatic signing out of here. That's all, folks. And as always, Roller Coaster Fanatics, keep coasting.